In this video, I'm going to show you how I've set up my expression pedal to not control the volume of the output of the RC-600, but to control the volume of the loops. Hi, this is JP. Welcome to the channel. If you've never been here before, we do stuff about looping, music tech reviews, and how to set up for live gigs to help you loop faster. If you want to learn how to loop and loop faster, or you've got an RC-600 and you want to get down to the nitty gritty of it, I've got a couple of courses on my website. I've left a link in the description box. Now, when you get the RC-600 out of the box and you plug in an expression pedal, by default, it'll control the master volume. So if you move this up and down, it'll control this. It'll control the master volume. If you click enter and we go all the way across to the end, the master out, it will control that. But as you notice, as I move this up and down, that's not moving. This one's moving, loop out. So why have I done this? Well, I can control the volume of the loops if I'm in a loud environment and I want to just reduce it a little bit. I can create my own fades, and also, as you saw in the intro there, I can drop the beat out and drop it back in time. Gives a nice little empty drop space, just makes it a little bit more creative. Now I'm using the Sonicake Vexpress. It's a mini pedal, therefore it fits on my pedalboard nicely, but you can do this with any pedal that's an expression pedal. So how do you set this up? Well, I'm going to show you. So the first thing is to turn off its normal functionality. So to do this, we go into menu, we go across one, and we go to control function. Now you'll see control function for modes 1, 2, and 3, and I've got a video explaining how you can completely change every button on the RC-600. I'll leave that in the cards now. But the one that we're interested in is this one, control/expression. So if we go across to there, you'll see control 1, 2, 3, 4. If we go across, we've got expression 1 and 2. You'll notice if you give it a click, mine is switched off. Also, if I go back one, control 1 and 2 are switched off as well. Control 3 and 4 are actually programmed up for the FS7. So in this scenario, it's actually memory down and memory up, so I can go in between memories really quickly. So now we've turned off the functionality, we need to tell it what to do. So we're going to go back into menu, go across one, we're going to go into assign, and we're going to use assigns to tell this what to do. So the first assign is on there. It's on expression 1. It's momentary. The minimum amount is 0 and the maximum amount is 255. On the next page, this is where we actually change it over to loop level. Now you can go between 0 to 200, but what I do is I set mine as a maximum of 95. My input is set at 100, so therefore all my loops are never louder than me. If you think of yourself as the frontman of a band, the band are just sitting just behind you, and therefore you still cut through with your instruments and your microphone, but the loops are controllable. Now the way to test this is by playing a loop, and then we can actually play around with it and mess with the volume. The other way to test it, if you just go to the enter, you can see my microphone's bouncing up and down there. Let's go across over to loop out, and as I move this up and down, we can see it's from 0 to 95. Now you have to remember that this is an assign, so therefore it's per memory. But if you want a deeper understanding of how to utilize that, then have a look at my RC-600 course, where we have a complete guide going right from the very beginning to some really advanced setups, and you even get my setups as part of the course. If you're finding the content of this video useful, then give it a thumbs up. That really helps me and it helps the channel grow. And if you're really liking the stuff, then there is a subscribe button there somewhere around here. So let's test this out. I've got 3 loops. I've got my drums here, bass, and we've got some harmonies. I'm using a hand, but of course if you're using your foot, you can very gently move this up and down. Now the thing I just did there was drop it back at a certain point in the loop. You can utilize this in a really creative way. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. If you get the timing right, it can work really, really well. Now it's quite frustrating actually trying to then set this up for all 99 memories. But I don't do that. I actually set my first memory up as a template. If you want to know what I'm talking about, have a look at this video right here.